Okay, so today we are going to prepare a tax return, and this practice return involves a 2018 individual tax return for married taxpayers who have W-2 earnings and 2 children. The personal data includes that Bill Jones works as a clerk at Rouse. His social security number is 602333333, and his date of birth is 2/1/1989. His wife, Sandra Jones, works for Rouse as well, and she's the butcher. Her social security number is 613666666, and her date of birth is 4/2/1990. They live at 16162 Beach Boulevard in Huntington Beach, California, 92647. They have 2 children. They have a son, Stephen, social security number 639444444, who was born on 6/4/2009, and daughter, Stephanie Jackson, her social security number 649888888, and her date of birth is 7/28/2012. Their home telephone number is 949-937-5555. On the 8979, we're going to use the refund option 2, and they are going to pay you up front and want their refund direct deposited into their checking account at Wells Fargo. And there you have to have the routing number and the account number for Wells Fargo. On the W-2, we're going to have the W-2 for Bill. He works at Rouse as a clerk. The Rouse is located at 123 Warner Avenue in Huntington Beach. The EIN number is 329875432. Wages are $15,000. Federal tax withheld was $1,500. Social Security tax was $930. Medicare tax is $218. California tax is $500, and there was no pension plan involved for Bill. For Sandra, she was the butcher at the same place, at Rouse. Again, same address, same EIN number. She made $18,000. Federal taxes withheld was $1,800. Social Security tax withheld was $1,116. Medicare tax was $261. California tax withheld was $800, and no pension plan was included. Okay, so we're going to move over to our software. And first, let's go over the tax return for our homework for last week. And remember, his name was William Gershon. And so that's his social security number. His date of birth is 8/7/1985. His name is William Gershon. His occupation, he worked in education. His home phone number was 714-658-444, and his cell number was 714-656-444. Then we've got, let's see. If we go lower down here, you see the address of where they lived. They lived at 5566 Winter Lane in Huntington Beach, California, 92647. Okay. And they received health coverage through their employer for the entire year, so the marking goes right there. All right. Then we go to the 1040, and William is single. He is his address. And on line 1, we have $35,000 as his income. His standard deduction is $12,000. As you know, that was doubled this past year. So now his taxable income goes down to $23,000. His tax for $23,000 is $2,573, and that's his total tax. However, he had contributed $3,750, so he has a refund now of $1,177. Okay. This is what his W should look like. And the California is not available yet. However, it is it's not released yet as a regular software yet, but it is here. It is available. So for those that wanted to do California, you were able to do this, but again, this is not the final California return. So I did a 540 EZ, and he is single, which shows number 1 right there. 35,000 is his income. Tax on 35,000 for California is $646. He had $1,000 withheld from California, and so the difference is a refund of $354. Okay. This is a Form 8453 if you're filing electronically, and the Form 8879 filing electronically on the federal side. Okay. Okay, I see a couple of questions, so I'll go ahead and answer them. It says here, if we click no for direct deposit, will the IRS automatically mail a refund check to the home address? If we click no for direct deposit, yes, it will automatically come to home address. And make sure, first of all, that the address is correctly, because if it's not correct, it could take up to 6 months to get your refund. Same thing with bank accounts. If they want it deposited in their bank account, make sure you double check the bank account. Again, because if it goes into the wrong bank account, it takes forever to get the refund. However, what happens, Jason, is when you do the verification at the end, this will probably come up as an error, and you'll need to fix that at that point anyway. So, okay. All right. All right, so that is William Gershon. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to close this and want to show you where on when you're setting up the printer setup in the beginning of the tax season, or maybe with your technician. Okay. First of all, make sure that you have your proper printer set up here. Okay. So for instance, I'm using the HP OfficeJet 8710 right now. Then to the next tab, make sure that you only, if you don't want to get copies of the tax return, make sure that that first column here under preparer is totally unmarked. In other words, no X's, no checks in any of these items. Now, if your client wants copies, then you note down here the appropriate forms and worksheets and forms. You can do it here. Now, I have it set up as minimal that my typical client would get. In other words, they're going to get a letter. They're going to get a state letter. In other words, the federal letter will say, hey, thank you for using our service. We want to thank you. Your refund is $5,558. The state will be your California refund is $300. Then we do the invoice. Okay, definitely want to get paid, obviously. Copy the federal return, copy the state return, copy of the payment voucher. If there is a payment voucher to be made, in other words, they had a balance due, and so the payment voucher would be there. Referral coupons. I always like to, that's how you get more customers through referrals. So if you want to have them pass out some referral coupons later on in the season, we're going to show you how to make a custom-made referral coupon. And that's what I do. And then send to the printer, send to archive, and send to email. So it's up to you how you customize your print setup, okay? If you don't want anything printed, because somebody asked me actually, they said they had no printer. Do you have to have a printer? Well, in a way you do, because there's certain forms you have to print for signatures, things like that. So yeah, I think everybody really needs a printer, okay? Print options. Okay, there's all kinds of options on how you want to print it. And then business returns, same thing. If you're doing the business returns, make sure you mark them appropriately. If you don't want any copies, make sure you uncheck everything. Okay. I want to show you one other thing back to Gershon. If you want to add forms, all you have to do is go over here and add forms. And let's say that Gershon had another W-2. All you do is double click on it, and the second W-2 will show up. Okay. You click on it, and you go ahead and fill in all the information on the second W-2. So adding forms is done right here on the top left-hand side where it says Add Form, and that's how you get additional forms. Another thing is state. If you wanted to get, let's say, other states, let's say Colorado, okay, you just go ahead and do this, and as you can see, the Colorado state package is not yet released. The state tax return can only be prepared as a pre-release. Again, Colorado is not ready yet, so you say yes, and you fill in all this information with Colorado. Okay, and here you have the Colorado individual income tax return. Okay, next I want to show you the interview. So if we wanted to do an interview on William Gershon, you have that option. For those that are newbies, or feel more comfortable with doing a interview as opposed to those that want to go straight to the forms, this is a great kind of tool to use, okay? So basically, in fact, what we'll do is we're going to close here, and we'll go to the new tax return. I'll show you how to add the interview to that return, okay? All right, so we're going to add a new return, and we have Bill, and his social security number is, let's see, 602-333333, and we always have to put it in twice, 602-333333, and we say okay. Okay, something's going on here. There we go. That took forever. Okay, so what you can do is interview. And we can start the interview first. Okay. So you can either do this or you can go straight to the forms. So basically, he is married. He has children. So you click that. He doesn't own a home. He did not have a health savings account. He had a job. He had no interest. He had no dividends, no social security income, no pension, no sold. He didn't sell any investments. He did not receive a 1099 miscellaneous. He was not self-employed. He didn't get any unemployment. He didn't own any rentals. He had no gambling winnings and no other additional income. He did not pay daycare expenses, nor did he pay college tuition. Okay, so we go to next. So his filing status. Okay, Bill, as you know, as was mentioned earlier, is married. So he's married, filing jointly. You just go to next. Okay, so his name is Bill, and his last name is Jones. Okay, there's his social security number. His date of birth is 2189. Okay. And so he was 29 for 2018. His occupation is a clerk, and he's a male. And as you can see, if you don't know what to put in there, down at the bottom, you have choices. Either taxpayer male M or female would be F. Okay, and he is a male. His, let's see, telephone number is 949 937 5555. Okay, he did not give us a phone number. Whoops. Okay. He didn't give us his work phone, nor did he give us the email address. He prefers to be called on his home phone. Okay. This here is you. At this point, you would either get his social security card or his driver's license or whatever, and post that information right here. Okay. And then his wife's name is Sandy. Sandra. Okay, and they have the same last name. Another trick is when you look at Sandra's social security card, make sure that that's what it shows. It shows us Sandra Jones and not maybe Sandra Smith, which was her previous name. Okay. I had a question here from Victoria. How did you get to that screen? I basically went up top here, the icon that's next to the word close, and said interview, and that's how I got there. And then down here at the bottom, there's always a back or a next. Okay. So make sure, because a lot of spouses, when they get married, they do not change their social security card, so they're still under their previous name. Okay. You also scan in the social security card. You can, if you have a scanner, you can do that. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't have a scanner, you just put it in manually here. As far as saving it, it's a good idea to keep record of their social security cards and driver's license. So yes. Okay, Sandra's social security number is 613 66 6666. Okay. Her date of birth is 4290. And so that puts her at 28 years. Her occupation, she is a butcher. And of course, she is a female. And she has the same phone number. Okay. Again, she did not give us her cell phone, her work phone, or her address, or email address. And she prefers to be called at home as well. Okay. And again, down here, you would put the spouse's ID information, especially if they're getting a bank product. You have to have that information on here. Okay, very important. So right now, at this point, this particular couple is not eligible for a bank product because we do not have that ID information. Okay, then you put their address. Let's see, they live in 16162 Beach Boulevard. And let's see if their thing is in here already. Two six. Delete. And as you can see, all you need to do is put the zip code in there, and the city and the state automatically pop up. Check all that apply. Check if the taxpayer's spouse is a U.S. citizen or lived in the United States the entire year. Yes, they did. Check if the client was in the military in 2018. No, they were not. So we go to next. Okay. Next, you check all that apply. So can either the taxpayer or spouse be claimed as a dependent on another return? No. Are they legally blind? No. Are they legally disabled? No. Were either one of them a full-time student for at least 6 months? No. Do they want to contribute $3 to the presidential election campaign fund? Most people will answer this no. Some people say yes. It has no tax consequence whatsoever. Assign a 6-digit IP PIN by the IRS. Did they receive a letter or a notice from the IRS during the past year about being a victim of ID theft? That's a question you must ask them. If they say yes, then on the notice there will be a PIN number which you need to put on the tax return, on the 1040. Okay. Foreign account, these are the usual questions that are on the Schedule B previously. Did they have, during 2018, any interest in the signature authority over financial account in a foreign country? Are they required to file a FinCEN Form 114? Or during 2018, did the taxpayer or individual on this return receive a distribution or was a grantor or transferor to a foreign trust? If the answer is no, you don't mark anything, and you go next. Did the taxpayers have dependents to claim? And the answer here, of course, is yes, because they had 2 children. Do you provide a home or support someone not claimed as a dependent? The answer is no. So we go next. Let's see. What type of income? Did the taxpayer have a W-2? Yes. And did the spouse have a W-2? So first we'll go to the taxpayer. And the taxpayer, let's see here. Bill, the EIN number for Rouse is 329875432. Okay. And it's Rouse. And as you can see, 4 letters, the first 4 letters of Rouse show up. This will match. So the first 4 letters have to match with the employer's identification number. Otherwise, it will come back as a reject. Okay. The address for Ralph's is 123 Warner Avenue, and that is also in Huntington Beach. And as you can see, Huntington Beach, California pops up. As you can see this here, his address popped up automatically because I had put it into the interview. His wages, he made $15,000. And as you can see, automatically Social Security pops up and Medicare pops up, but let's verify it. And 930 is correct, and 218 is correct, and he had federal taxes of $1,500 withheld. Okay. He had no tips, no allocated tips, none of these things. He wasn't in a pension plan, but he did work in California. And I do not have the EIN for that, but he made $15,000 in California, and he had $500 taxes withheld. Okay. And if he in California, there's another state disability insurance, which would come in box 14. So everybody who works for employers in California pays into a state disability insurance program, and that would go in box 14. Okay. All right. So that is bills. Now we have to put in Sandra's W-2. Okay. And Sandra also worked for Rouse. And also at 123 Warner Avenue. Oops. And as you can see, everything is up here. Her address is down here. And wages, she made $18,000. And she had federal taxes withheld of $1,800. And as you can see, just to show you over here on the left-hand side in the left column, you can see currently after we entered her wages and with taxes withheld, right now they're getting a refund of $2,397 based on $33,000 of adjusted gross income. Okay. Again, she didn't have any of this miscellaneous stuff going on, but she did pay into California. She paid $800 of California taxes. I'm sorry, this is wages. I'm sorry, she made $18,000, and she had $800 California taxes withheld. Okay, so it's that. All right, so we go to next. So we're done with the W-2s. Okay, so next are some questions, more questions. Did they have any adjustments to income? Did they contribute to an IRA or Roth? Did they pay student loans? Did they pay classroom expenses being an educator? Or did they pay alimony to a prior spouse? Remember that the alimony rules are changing effective the 1st of January of 2019. Okay? Common deductions, and by the way, they had no adjustments to income. They didn't pay any medical, dental related expenses, state or local income tax because they were renting. They didn't pay any mortgage. They didn't donate to charity. Other adjustments or deductions, they didn't have any gambling related expenses. They didn't repay unemployment They weren't a foreign resident, had no casualty losses. They didn't pay any moving expenses. They're not military anyway, so they don't apply, or paid or accrued investment interest expenses. So we're going to go to next. Credits. Did they pay adoption expenses? Did they make any energy improvements to their main home? Maybe purchased an electric car, or paid tax to a foreign country, or have a non-taxable use of tax fuel, or receive a mortgage credit certificate. And they did not have any of these items. Okay, healthcare coverage. They were covered by their employer, so you mark it here. Okay, and we go next. More questions. Did they pay any estimated tax payments? Did they receive a 1099-C for debt and qualifies for reduction in tax? Was there an injured spouse involved? No, they're happily married. Did they request reassurance or refund check for surviving spouse? No, they didn't do this. Did they take a first-time home buyer's credit? Nope. Did they have did they not receive certain W-2s and have to produce a substitute W-2 or 1099-R? Did they request a refund for a person other than surviving spouse? No, they didn't, and they're not an innocent spouse as well. They didn't have any long-term insurance contracts. As far as coverage credits, they didn't apply. They didn't receive any of these items. Okay, so we're ready to go on to the next one. Okay, what state are they from? They're from California. Whoops, not Alabama. They're from California. Okay. The problem with the answer right now is California's state package is not yet released. State tax return can only be prepared as a pre-release, and that's how we are doing it. Okay. By the way, sometimes somebody could be a resident of California and maybe a non-resident or partial resident of another state. Okay. So in that case, you would mark both boxes. And so far, they have a federal refund of $2,397. Okay, now the question is, does the taxpayer want to apply for a refund transfer financial product? This is basically the bank product, and I think I mentioned at the last meeting that the only time you really need to do a bank product if it's a client that cannot pay you up front for your fees. And that's what RT is, a refund. It's called a refund transfer financial product. Okay. Does the taxpayer want to electronically file their return? Okay. Remember that if you want to file electronically, you must have an electronic filing identification number. If you don't have one, you can either apply for one, which takes up to about 45 days, or you can call us and we can help you out with our master eFin at additional fees. Okay. At this point, you would put your information in here, your preparer's name, your address, and so forth, your PTIN number, your social security number, and this you only have to put in once. Once your name and all your information is in on the first tax return, all subsequent returns will pop up automatically for that. Okay. All right. So now we're done with the financial products. Okay. And I'm kind of stuck here because they're asking me to put my full information on here, and I would not do that. I'm not going to do that at this point. Okay. So the fact that they have no other income or anything like that, we are now pretty much done with the federal return. Okay. I think it's forcing me to go ahead and put it in here. It's not my real social security number, by the way. Or is that my pizza number? Ah, see? Improper length. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm stuck here. Oh, it says that I have an invalid pizza number, so that's correct. So as you can see, it kind of tells you. Okay. Okay, and then there is no other income, and let's check out the client's California. Okay, one thing we forgot to put is their kids' names. Okay, so we have now they're going to get the child tax credit and earned income credit on top of it. All right, we have Stephen Jones. And Steven's social security number is 639-444444. He is, and as you can see here, your choices down here, and he is the son. And you just double click on that. Is he eligible for the child tax credit? Yes, indeed. So we mark that. Okay. Okay. And then we have Stephanie, also Jones. And Stephanie is 649-888888. And Stephanie is their daughter. And she also qualifies. Okay, we got a glitch here. Hmm. Didn't ask for an H. Yes, I need a birth date. I'm trying to figure out where to put that because it used to be right where the children's names were. Right here, there used to be a birth date, and I don't see the birth date. And I'm going to the worksheets, and again, it has no place for a birth date. I don't know if that's a glitch or what's going on here. Because they definitely qualify for the child tax credit and the earned income credit as well. Okay. I'm baffled. I'm stunned. Has anybody out there done any returns with children? Okay, let me answer some questions while I try to figure this out. Do you suggest asking the client about every one of these items specifically? Seems like a long interview. No, the first few you probably would go, point by point, but after a while you kind of feel out your customer, and you don't really need to ask some of those questions like those logos, icons that I asked, about. At some point you'll get a good feel, and you really don't need to ask every all those specific items. Other questions that would cover multiple possible adjustments credits. Okay, so all you do is just you'll add it as many as you want, and that's also done in the interview as well. Or you can go straight to the form and just add additional adjustments or credits. And the birth date, I'm still baffled. Has anybody out there figured out where the birth date goes? I don't see it anywhere. Okay. Somebody says to put it on the interview questions, and I'm looking for the interview questions. And as you can see, I don't have a spot here to put their birth date. So it used to be on here where you put the birth date, also the eligibility for the earned income credit. Okay, somebody said they found it on the client data. Okay, I'm right here. Here I'm on the client data. There it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So Stephen was born in, let's see, he is 9 years old. So you go to the worksheet. And so Stephen is 02, 01, 89. I'm sorry. 64. There we go. Okay. And he lived with him all year. And there you go. There go the codes. And Stephanie was born 7/28, 2012. And her age was 6, and she lived with them all last year as well. All right, now we're talking. You notice over here on the left-hand side, as soon as I added those dates of the kids, their refund went all the way up to $9,989 federal. And on the state, their refund went up to $1,300. That was all the difference, just because I couldn't find those kids' birth dates. Okay. So let's look at the tax return now. Okay. See, there we go. Now it stays in there. Income $33,000, $24,000 standard deduction, $9,000 tax. I get a child tax credit of $903. Federal income tax was $3,300. Their earned income credit was $3,889. And so their total refund is now $9,989. And thank you to Art for sending me to the client data, showing me where it was. Thank you. All right. So then what you do next is you hit the refresh button. And any errors that are on here, usually on here, the item it's not refreshing. Verify. And here are all the warnings, okay? So we've got all kinds of warnings. The first one is a California warning. I did not do a electronic filing form for California. I'm missing all kinds of information on the forms, and that's due to missing data like PIN data, ERO PIN numbers, things like that, EIC checklist. You have to do due diligence, things like that. Form 8867, missing all kinds of stuff. So just to show you how to fix one item, what you do is, let's see, all you have to do is click on here, and it'll take you directly to the problem. And as you can see, I'm missing all kinds of information here. So you would need to fill all of that out as well. And then you can go back to verify again, and you can hit this next one. You can go, let's see here. More things that I have to fix. And then you verify again. And it's missing all this information over here, my EIN number, okay? Okay. So the way you finish it, you have to get rid of all of these problems, okay? In order to, if it's fatal, you have to fix it or it will never go through. If it's a warning, sometimes it goes through, sometimes it doesn't, so you have to be real careful about that, okay? And California has all kinds of missing things. So basically, make sure that when you onboard with your technician, make sure you give them all your information, your EFIN number, your social security number, and have them put it all in there for you so you wouldn't get these kind of warnings or errors, okay? Because you cannot electronically file the return until this whole box is all clean, okay? So once it's clean, then you can go ahead and send it to the IRS.